Hey, it's KMK, and we just got episode 18 of Vikings. Now I'm going to say the episode was pretty epic. It was rushed in a lot of ways. I felt like they could have cut out all of the early staging stuff that we had and replaced it with more battle time, and we could have had this really awesome battle scene there. It didn't really have that cut straight to them having Ayla. But I'll talk about that more in the review. Now we're going to look at the preview for episode 19 and what holds for Lagertha, Björn, England, everything. Let's go. Okay, straight away from this preview breakdown, we got a very large, long scene at the very start to do with Lagertha, Astrid, and that raid on Kattegat, which was pretty lucky they put defenses up. So because we got this really big, unedited chunk of the scene, and then a few small things at the end to do with England, I feel like the episode that we're going to get for episode 19 is going to be this big, large battle and a whole bunch of scenes, and most of the time it's going to be spent on this Lagertha conflict, and not so much time on England. And then in probably episode 20, we'll finish off with some awesome battles and nice closure to that chapter in England. Now from what we see here in the actual scene, we have Lagertha and a whole bunch of her shield maidens and warriors behind her running because they've been under attack. Now this is definitely led just by that bastard son of Earl, not the two brothers who are probably still in England at this stage. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he actually plays around with the whole idea and what he's going to do when he takes charge. Will he try to take over Kattegat for himself, or do what he actually promised to do for the two brothers? But that will only be if he actually wins this battle, which could happen because he's got the surprise attack, because as we see from them running here, and he's got a whole bunch of other advantages because he knows what the defenses are, he studied it, and he's planned a proper attack. So the first thing we see here that they've done to try and negate their defenses is by bringing a whole bunch of these planks with them to throw over the ditches so they can just run across them easy and don't have to go down into these dangerous spike areas, which is a nice preparation. It also isn't exactly that efficient because you're getting rained with arrows at the same time, so we see people die here, but obviously he doesn't care about that. It's all the end game. Now the defenses that Lagertha has is she has a whole bunch of archers and warriors waiting at the base of the wall trying to shoot them and stop them as they come across, which probably isn't the best place to have your archers if you have a wall where they can stay on, but I guess, you know, close to accuracy, I don't know. But they also have people in the guard towers who get taken out by arrows and stuff, so it's going to be quite a large conflict. I'm going to see a lot of fighting, unlike what we had in the previous episode that we just got, where they really just skipped over. Hopefully this one will have a very detailed, drawn out and long, cool battle scene. There was one cool thing I liked from the snippet here that was pretty funny, is that Lagertha always surrounds herself with a whole bunch of shield men. It's like hardly any male warriors really stay with her or fight with her. That could be because they went with Björn and stuff to revenge Ragnar, but mainly it's probably just to do with her character. So here we see a few things. We've got Astrid, Lagertha, and Torvi all fighting on the front lines, where most of them are charging, and there's quite a lot of people there, so it's got probably a larger host than she has. Now I have a feeling they're going to close Lagertha's chapter in this season off in this episode. So everything we get from her outcome, whether she dies this season, which is very unlikely because I think she's in season 5, or whether Torvi, Astrid, or anything big happens over the position or whoever holds Kattegat, is going to happen and finish off this episode. Now originally when I was watching this Lagertha part of the preview, I thought it might just be straight raw footage from the episode they posted when the battle's happening, but with the way that people move around like Astrid and stuff very fast, it could be that it's edited very smoothly from the preview makers, and that's a tip of the hat to them. But if it's not, it means the battle could be a lot more shorter than I originally thought because of the way things are moving. So this episode could be really interesting. We've got a lot of cool stuff here already with like Torvi struggling with that person that she's fighting. We've got Astrid running around shooting in danger, they're dodging arrows, Lagertha and stuff. So if Torvi or Astrid died next episode, it wouldn't be a super surprise to me, but the way they do it would be very interesting. So here again we see that he's used a trick from his knowledge and his inside work in Kattegat to get some sabotagers inside of the city already. He's lighting a fire, you know, charging through so he can get from behind or take the Great Hall without really having to win the entire battle, which is a smart plan. And this could lead to Lagertha and Astrid showing up with the Great Hall, trying to fight with them, and the battle kind of like stops where it is at the moment and the people stop fighting and it comes to a one-on-one challenge or some kind of personal conflict between this bastard and Lagertha, like we saw when she took over Kattegat the first time and she confronted Aslak afterwards. Now I can't be 100% sure who was going to win this fight, because Lagertha does defenses, she's strong, she's the main character, but this guy has people in the inside, people going with planks, all sorts of stuff, huge host. You know, the odds are against her. Though the way that they've demonized this character so far, we haven't got too much development from him, makes me think that he's not really going to succeed and Lagertha will win this entire conflict. But you guys can tell me what you think will happen next episode with Kattegat, Lagertha and all that in the comment section below.
This way!
From the fury of the Norsemen, our Lord deliver us.
Okay, right here we get a throwback to when Ragnar rode his boats up the river when he was invading England. We get that awesome shot from the trailer and from the preview breakdowns that we got beforehand with Bjorn in the boat. We're wondering how Sigurd got there, but this time they have a few more boats than Ragnar did. Now I feel like that we won't get too much from Bjorn and their activities in episode 19 because it'll be mainly around Lagertha and stuff. So we'll see them on the move a bit and we'll get a lot more from King Earthberg and Adelwulf, but most of the main stuff with Bjorn and the Great Heathen Army won't really be developed until the huge battle and awesome stuff we get in episode 20, hopefully. Now we do see that a lot of the small folk are leaving their villages and stuff and fleeing to the woods with their animals and children and things, which could be mainly because they see an enemy host and they want to get out of the way of the conflict, or it could be that they're raiding along the way a lot of the towns and stuff because they've had the revenge of Ragnar mainly, even though they're going to still there to conquer and conquest and a whole bunch of awesome stuff because they have this giant army there, but they don't need to rush and do this now. They can take their time and they can make sure to plan things out particularly. Also, with this lady doing the cross here, I wonder if they're going to bring more of the conflict between Christianity and their gods with Floki and the characters like that back into this season, because we haven't got that much of it. It's mainly just been political and kingdom, you know, differences with Ragnar dying and stuff. It really wasn't the religious reason that they've been really bringing out these conflicts. But they don't really have to bring that in, because they're going to kill them either way, so.
This is the time of war. This is the time to hate.
Okay, so we get a few shots of the big armies of Wessex and the Heathen Army gathering up and getting ready. They're in the mist. You know, I don't think we're going to get a conflict this episode, even though we do see them. There could be a small conflict between scouts or like a raiding party or something like that, but mainly I don't think there's going to be a huge battle between these two armies yet. It's very possible that other kingdoms like Mercia and stuff do fight the Heathen Army and they lose to them as they progress and gain more land, but not the Wessex forces yet. We also get that dialogue and image of Earthberg telling Fred that it's time to fight, which is going to be really interesting because their relationship was very tested last episode. I don't know how that's going to last. By the end of this, if Earthberg doesn't die, he's definitely going to be overthrown by someone like Alfred or Adelwulf, or someone will replace him as head of state because he's not in a stable position to combat the forces they're versing at the moment. So we need to break down this entire preview. We're going to get a huge chunk of this awesome conflict and closing off of Kattegat and Lagertha's storyline. We get some pretty cool stuff of the Heathen Army on the move and a whole bunch of forming of armies and preparing for the big battle and the final finale on episode 20 of season 4, which should be amazing. I can't wait to see it. Tell me your thoughts on this preview, the episode we just got, the one we're about to get, episode 20, the rest of the season, everything in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video so I can put out more Vikings videos for you guys as the season progresses and we go into season 5 and a whole bunch of awesome stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.